What's up everyone, this is Bill with BLR Tuning. You guys know what time it is. Today's video is going to be for the Kawasaki ZH2. Sorry if it's loud, if the fans in the background are loud. It's over 100 degrees here. We got some fans going, AC's kicking. Okay. Today's video is going to be for the ZH2. These are frame sliders for the ZH2. You're going to find these on our website, BLRTUNING.TECH. There'll be a link in the description below. They come with everything you need to install them. And I'm going to walk you through the install video. Pretty straightforward process. I'm going to walk you through the torque specs and all that. So if you have any questions, leave it in the comments. Or head over to our website, scroll to the bottom of the page, and you'll find a contact us button where you'll get an email and phone number. Okay, remember it's BLRTUNING.TECH, link in the description below. These are the frame sliders. So you can see these nice big Delrin pucks that go on here. They're quite hefty. These aluminum spacers that it comes with, these are going to go in the frame. And then these new shouldered bolts are going to be going through there. We're going to put them down to 33.5 foot-pounds on all four that we're going to be removing from the engine. And then these big bolts here are what go through and hold these to the bracket. Okay, so I'll walk you through all of this step by step, and we'll go get it installed. Okay guys, so here's our ZH2. This is Athena. This is the ZH2 SE. It's a 2023. It is torn down right now. The tank's off of it and everything. So if you want to see a teardown video, there'll be a link in the description below. We don't have to tear a bunch of stuff off to do these sliders, okay? So that is one nice thing about it. This one that has this weird cut right here is going on this side. So it's going to sit above. It's going to sit right in there like that. You can see how that sits. Okay. So the puck is going to actually sit down close to this frame, to the very front. Okay. The other one sits in the same spot. It just sits differently because the frame is different on that side. So those big aluminum spacers, when you pull these bolts out, those big aluminum spacers are going to go inside there. Bolts are going to go to 33.5 foot-pounds. That's what we're going to put them at. Okay. So it'll go, bolt comes out, aluminum spacer goes in, the new bolts go through here, through the spacer, into the motor. Remember, you have a little washer back behind here, don't lose it. Okay, make sure you keep an eye on that. It needs to go back in place. But that is the idea, okay? You'll see the other side is different. This is the bigger one. Okay guys, so the other side is going to be this other one, and it is right here, and it is going to sit, obviously pull the bolts out, put the aluminum spacers in. It's going to sit in there like that with the puck sticking out, like I said, right up here towards the front of the frame. Pay attention to the bolts that you pull out. There is going to be longer and shorter bolts. I'll show you that, and I'll show you where the threaded ones go and where the shouldered ones go. But this one goes on the left side of the bike if you're sitting on it. The other bigger one goes on the right side of the bike if you're sitting on it. Okay, so let's show you how the assembly is for the pucks. Okay guys, so here I'm going to show you. I got my wife holding the camera. We're going to show you how these get assembled. So you'll see this is what it'll look like when you're done. Okay, and it's not torqued down yet. We're going to torque it down when it's on the bike, but that threads into there. Okay, so what that is that's these bigger bolts that come in the kit. These are 10mm Allen. Okay, so 10 mil Allen. The rest of them are 8 mil Allen on the head, and you'll see it is the only bolt that comes in the kit that is going to go right there. It's the only kit bolt that's going to stick, that's going to thread into that. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the shiny side out, stick our washer through, then we're going to go through the Delrin puck, like so. Now this piece, you'll have a silicone washer on there. It goes inside there like that. Now we're going to use some blue Loctite, and we're going to put some blue Loctite on here. Don't need that much, but it'll work. Okay, and then this little shoulder here is going to sit inside that lip. So it's going to go just like that. Okay, so we got our 10mm Allen. should thread in nice and smooth, like butter. Okay, and we're just going to get this down snug to where it's on there. We will torque it down to torque specs once we get it installed on the bike. Okay, remember, when we pull these engine bolts out, make sure you keep an eye on your engine bolts and realize that you got one longer bolt here than the other. You got shouldered bolts and you got all threaded bolts. So very important to pay attention to this stuff. And these are all going to go down to 33.5 foot-pounds. Okay, and those are going to be our 8mm Allen. Okay, and I'll be putting a drop of blue Loctite on the tips of each one of these. It doesn't hurt to do that. Okay. Okay, guys. So I just wanted to show you we're on the right-hand side of the bike. Oh yeah, don't forget, if you want one of our hats, you'll see those on our website. They are $25 plus shipping. It's a little snapback. Really nice high-quality hats. That bright orange logo. But anyways, like I was saying, here's the bolt that came out of down here. This is going to be the all-threaded bolt. Okay. So, and they have red Loctite on it from the factory. Okay, we're going to use blue Loctite. So make sure you apply some blue Loctite to the bolts. And then that all threaded bolt is what's going to go down here. So let me show you what that looks like. Okay, so on the right side, you'll see it has this weird cut up here. And then this big, thicker one back here. So we're going to put our spacer on there. We got some blue Loctite on the threads. And now this is what's going to go right in there like that. Okay, and now if you look, once we get that threaded in there just a little bit, you'll actually be able to slide this guy up and put it in place. Okay, so that way you don't got to take both these bolts out at the same time. Okay, remember, we're torquing them down to 33 foot-pounds. Once one side is done and in there, then we'll go through and torque both bolts down with our 8mm Allen. Okay, so let me show you what that looks like when we get this side installed. Okay, so real quick, here's what I was talking about. I have this threaded in there loosely. This is just sitting there on the frame. And now we can get this 14mm bolt. These are all 14mm on the engine bolts. We'll get that bolt out. We'll get the spacer in there and the new bolt through. And that way we don't end up having the motor sink down on us, okay? So this is important to do it like this, so that way you end up not running into trouble. Remember, you have that most likely a spacer back here, okay? So just keep an eye on that. If they had to use any shims or anything, they'll be back behind. You want to make sure you put them back when you're done. Okay, so let me get those in there, then we'll torque this down to 33.5 foot-pounds, and then we will get the other side done. Then we'll torque down our pucks. Okay, so now we have our aluminum spacer in there. We've got blue Loctite on the bolt. This is going to be the longest bolt that comes in the kit. Okay, it's a big shoulder bolt. We have our spacer. You can see this little spacer back here. Moves around. That's a metal spacer. It goes there. Make sure you put it back. Now we're going to torque. We're going to get this all the way down, and then we're going to go snug up each one, and then evenly we're going to tighten this one, tighten that one, tighten this one, tighten that one, down to 33 foot-pounds, 33.5 foot-pounds. Okay, so we'll go 33 foot-pounds on each, and then we'll click it another half of a foot-pound on each, and then we'll hop over to the other side. Okay, so this is how your right side should look. Torque down, 33.5 foot-pounds, torque down to 18 foot-pounds, and then hop it up to 33.5 foot-pounds on this 10mm bolt. Okay, so I always snap them down to like 18 to 20, somewhere in there, and then go back through, get each one down to that 33.5 mark. Okay, or you can go to 33 and then go that extra half foot-pound. But all three 33.5 foot-pounds is going to be the same thing on the other side. Okay, guys, so the same thing we did over there on the right side, we're going to do here on the left side. Remember, this is the left side if we're sitting on the bike, okay? So we have our aluminum spacer in there. This is the all threaded bolt. And then this is the shorter of the two shouldered bolts that's going to go up here. Okay, so now we have this threaded just a little ways into the hole, so that way the engine doesn't move out of its place. So now we're going to remove this one. And remember, these are all 14mm. So we're going to remove that guy in there. and throw the spacer in there, and then we'll slide this up, get our bolt in place, get them both threaded until they're snug, torque them down. We're going to go 18 foot-pounds, 33 foot-pounds, and then 33.5, and then we will get this guy torqued down to 33.5 also. Okay, just do it in steps, 18, 33.5. Okay, remember, we are not using the washers that come out of here from the factory. We're not reusing those. Those are not being used. Okay, you will have a bolt and washer on each one of these. On the other side too, none of the washers are getting reused, or the bolt. And we got blue Loctite loaded up on the threads. Okay, so let me get this together. I'll show you guys what it looks like. Remember, don't forget your aluminum spacer. And then don't forget, on this side, there is going to be another metal spacer right in between the engine and the frame. You can kind of see where it goes right there. So don't forget to put that guy back. Remember, if you want a set of these, you can find them on our website, BLRTUNING.TECH. There will be a link in the description below. They will be in our ZH2 section. Okay, we ship them anywhere in the US. Okay, so that is the install video. Like I said, there's a link in the description below that shows you how to tear down the bike if you needed to tear it down. But with these, pretty straightforward install. You don't got to take nothing extra off the bike. Just remember, remove one bolt at a time, insert one bolt at a time. That'll help you avoid the engine shifting and causing a little bit of a headache. Pretty easy install if you do it the way I showed you in this video. Okay, like I said, really good product. That's why I decided to start carrying them, because if you're in a crash or drop this bike, let's say you're sitting at a stop sign, you drop the bike. It's happened to me. It can happen to anyone. Or someone bumps you over when you're in a group ride or whatever, right? This is going to take the brunt of the impact. It's going to maybe, if it damages anything, bend this bracket before it damages the frame or any of the engine mounting holes. So that's why I'm really a huge fan of this setup. That's my opinion. I mean, anything can happen in a crash, right? If it goes sliding down the freeway at 60, yeah, this is probably the least of your worries. But that's what it's there for, is if you drop the bike in a low speed crash, it's there to protect it. And I'm pretty confident in that it'll do its job. So anyway, they're all available now, BLRTUNING.TECH. You can see how wide they are, stick out past everything on the bike. Okay, so really great looking product too. Doesn't look cheap, looks nice and beefy. Good powder coating on everything. Matches the bike. Okay, anyways. That's the video, guys. You'll see these up on our website in the ZH2 section. Okay, just search crash protection for ZH2 or click on the link in the description below. It's BLRTUNING.TECH. That's BLRTUNING.TECH. I'll put it up there on the screen. Hope this helps somebody out. Peace.